Coming up here on the West Coast is another Speed Week. It's Speed Week Northwest South, and here to explain where it's at, what's it all about, what it is to win, it's Heather Boyce, the series director and owner, as they will kick things off on Monday night at Cottage Speedway before ending it on Saturday the 26th of August at Placerville Speedway. That's coming up next after these messages.
Dave's Home Supply specializes in cabinets, flooring, and countertops. Visit their website at daveshomesupply.com to look at products, services, financing, and even a free estimate.
Are you looking for bookkeeping, payroll, or income tax services? Then check out the folks at For You Simple Bookkeeping. They are a licensed tax preparer throughout the entire United States. For more information, click on the link in the description. This broadcast is brought to you by Meat Freaks Jerky Club. Get the best jerky the world has to offer straight to your door by visiting meatfreaksjerkyclub.com. Pick your box and plan, tell them where to ship, and receive and enjoy. Log on to meatfreaksjerky.com and use promo code SPEED. Joining us back for Track Talk for a second edition because the Western Sprint Tour is having their Southern Sprint Week, Southern Speed Week, Speed Week Northwest South, I guess we could call it. And it's Heather Boyce, who is the series director and owner. And Heather, just like that, Speed Week number 2 is upon us.
It is, yeah. I feel like we just finished Speed Week number 1, but we're excited to do it all over again and hit some new tracks.
Speed Week Northwest North. This is going to be a tongue twister, but
It sure is.
But anyways, the northern version, it was a good deal, and it came down to the final race of the week in which Caleb Henry and Colton Heath had a battle, and Colton Heath winning the overall championship.
Yeah, it did. It was definitely a pretty great week with lots of talent, and the points were pretty close. And unfortunately for Caleb, he had a pretty rough night at Skagit, and not what any of us want to see for him, ending his night early and not in the best shape. So we're hopeful that Caleb is back on track soon and feeling a lot better. And yeah, Colton had a phenomenal final weekend up at Skagit, and was able to get that championship on what was his first ever full speed week that he's ran, that I didn't realize until we were in the middle of it. That was the first time Colton had committed and done the whole thing. Totally. So very cool for him.
Yes, super, super, super cool to see some drivers that had not been a part of Speed Week for a while, Dominic Scelzi, or a lot of new faces were here for a lot of that young talent that has been brewing in California, making the trip up. Yeah, there's always some of that comes up for Speed Week, and the northern version was no exception. We did have some new guys and some veterans, but not many that had made the full tour before. So there was a lot of new faces, not necessarily to racing up here, but to the Speed Week stuff for sure. Well, and for this Southern Speed Week Northwest, any names at all you can throw out there to expect to see running, if not all, but some of the series?
Well, Dominic Scelzi is going to be back for the first part of the series, I have been told. Mm-hmm. I was told the other day Chase Johnson is going to come up, and I don't believe he's been a part of the series before. Okay. So that's pretty exciting too. And some of our same California guys that made their debuts last year, the Stanleys, Jarrett Suarez, some of those, like you were talking about, new up-and-comer drivers. Mm-hmm. And then, some of our regular hometown talent. Tyler Thompson will be here. Not sure what Kenzer's plans are for the week, but we'll have some of those names back, and a lot of other drivers that I'm just missing off the top of my head, so I hope nobody's mad at me for not giving them shout-outs here. But I know this one, because we end in California, we'll have a lot of guys traveling north, and I'm expecting some pretty good car counts all week.
Well, and I think I heard Tony Gomes in the Mini Motorsports 75 will be for at least some of it, if not all of it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Very exciting. He's been a part of different Western Sprint Tour races over the last couple of years, mostly with Doug Roots, and we've seen him a little bit here in the mini car, so that will be great to have him back in that as well.
So the schedule it's kind of a traditional schedule in which it progressively starts in one direction and either goes north or south.
Yes.
Whereas the northern one was it started north, came back south, then went back to the north. Monday
Right.
night, Cottage Grove Speedway will kick things off. Then Coos Bay Speedway on Tuesday, Douglas County Dirt Track in Roseburg on Wednesday, Southern Oregon Speedway in White City on Thursday, and Silver Dollar Speedway Chico, California will be the Friday night event, and it all caps off at Placerville Speedway on Saturday.
Yeah. And Placerville just posted that they've got some extra money on the line, and they're doing a tribute race in addition to all of the other things they had going on Saturday. So that's a cool addition to it, and very excited to be at 3 tracks we haven't been to before. So kind of right down the middle, 3 that have historically been a part of Speedweek and 3 that we have never traveled to before. So
Yes.
we're in for some excitement.
Yeah, Southern Oregon Speedway and Cottage Grove Speedway all deep rooted in that first 1998 season. So yes, but it's cool. It's cool to get back there. Of course, Cottage Grove was a part of 2 nights of the northern version, but yes, it's going to be really fun. I think it will be.
I think so too.
It's going to see a mix where we saw a mix of the northern competitors with a sprinkle of some Californians and of course Oregon drivers, and this time it'll be maybe a sprinkle of some Washington cars, but a lot of California flavor.
It will. Yeah, it definitely will, which is kind of what the last few years of Speedweek has been, and that was one of the reasons that we wanted to do this southern version, to kind of get down to where all those guys are from that come up and support us every year. So we're really excited that we could make this work, and big thank you to all of the racetracks that are a part of it and able to do that, to start here at Cottage Grove and go clear down into California is pretty cool.
Well, because you said in the last interview, I believe you said anyways, so quote me or tell me if I'm wrong by quoting you, in which there was demand of racetracks, but not enough dates to make it
Yes.
work.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing, and I don't know if we talked about it or not because I can't remember that far back. But yeah, we it would have been a pretty long week if we started in Skagit and went all the way down. So it was kind of a cool thing to break it into 2 deals and give guys a couple chances to come, and maybe those guys that couldn't make the first one for scheduling conflicts or just too much travel can make this one, and vice versa. So it was really nice to be able to do some stuff in Washington and support those guys, do some stuff in California, support those guys, and of course our Oregon guys are right here in the middle, so they can do a little bit of all of it.
And with 2 different speed weeks, will there be an aggregate of the total of points between the 2, and there sort of be an overall champion, or I guess that would be the Western Sprint Tour champion?
That will, yes. So primarily the money and the point fund stuff is split. The northern one had their point funds, the southern one will have theirs. And we do have a little bit of extra stuff coming in through some t-shirt sales and some different things to pay. And overall, if we've got somebody who kind of does the whole thing and can make that happen. So we'll see what happens in the southern one and who we get, and if there is somebody who comes out on top. But we will definitely be tracking points for an overall as well. It's a pretty big feat.
Well, and we're kind of in the dog days of summer. Everything's hot and hopefully will not be super smoky next week when things when things kick off. However, Speedweek, it's a big deal. It's a lot of traveling. It's a lot of dedication. For you, what makes Speedweek special?
Oh, there's so many things that make Speedweek special. It's a different atmosphere. It's not the same Saturday night stuff that we do every week. You're traveling with the same group of drivers for an entire week, and it's just a lot of fun. These guys and gals that come and do the whole week, we kind of become this little traveling family for the week. As you know, you've done a lot of speed weeks, and it's just a lot of fun to spend time with these guys. I know the end of the last one, we kind of had, there was myself and a couple of other girls that helped run the tour and went back to Skagit, and I think we all became surrogate mothers to these drivers during Speed Week, and we've got a lot of young ones now, so it's kind of fun. But it's just a different atmosphere. It's not the same. You're chasing points, but it's not as ruthless as the every single week at your local track stuff. It's kind of like a vacation of racing for a week, and there's just nothing like it. If you haven't done a Speed Week, you got to do one. They're they're a ton of work, like you said, and they're exhausting, but they're so much fun.
Well, no doubt. And I mean, I'm praying with everything I got, that Southern Oregon Speedway is going to be doable. It's not going to be the triple digits. Gosh, I think one time, and you might have been there, it was like 112 degrees, no wind, no clouds, no shade.
Yep.
So
I was there for that. Yeah. And then I think, if I remember right, that was the year a little fire started at the shooting range too that day.
Yes.
And so yeah, we were kind of all on alert. Are we going to have to leave? And that was a pretty hot, miserable. I've been watching the weather, and thankfully it'll still be hot, but we'll be in the 90s, not the hundreds.
Okay.
And we'll have that great day at Coos Bay that cools everybody down. That's always so much looked forward to, going over to the coast for a day in the middle of that hot weather.
Well, and talk about new tracks. Douglas County Dirt Track has had a lot of assortment of different races, and for them to be a part of Speedweek, that's a pretty big deal. I think that's going to be a deal to kind of showcase that facility.
Yeah, for sure. Getting a Speedweek race is definitely a big deal, and like we talked about, there's a lot of tracks that want those races, and so we're excited to get to all these new tracks on the tour. Douglas County on Wednesday, and then for the first time, well, we've gone into California to Wairika, but the first time we've been that far into California at Silver Dollar and Placerville. I'm excited for all three of those new stops. You never really know as a tour director what to expect going to a new facility, but we're pretty excited to work with all of those teams.
Well, and Silver Dollar Speedway is such a historic, and Placerville as well, as such as historic venues. Silver Dollar, interesting because they've only really had one 360 race this year. They've been bitten really bad by weather. However, when they do have races, they've been really competitive and really fun to watch.
Yeah. I was talking with Colby not too long ago, and he did bring up, which I had known, the lack of racing they've been able to have between the weather and raining and too hot and all that. And he's very excited about having Speedweek come there. He is a past Speedweek champion, so pretty cool to 2 times. And I believe he's actually going to try to race some of the early week stuff before we get down to his track. So be great to have him back in a car, and then really excited to work with him there at Silver Dollar. And yeah, the car count they get it when they are able to run is phenomenal there, and they've been doing a pretty good job there. And then Placerville too is just such a great facility. Scott and Cam do an excellent job there, and we're very excited to cap everything off there at their Hall of Fame night and memorial race this weekend, or that weekend. So it should be a really good week.
Yes, Placerville, it's a place that it has a very strong representation of 360 sprint cars.
Yeah.
And going to be so special to go there. And it's like a Cottage Grove-esque, get your elbows up, saw on the wheel, and get after it kind of joint.
Yeah, it for sure is. It's kind of funny that we'll start the weekend into the week with those kind of racetracks, and then get a little bit of everything in the middle. So it definitely appeals to all driving styles. No two racetracks are quite the same.
A very well put statement. Social media, when you guys had the Northern Speed Week, you guys did a really good job of keeping people up to date. That's still the plan for the Southern Speed Week?
That is the plan. We've got a different crew going, and we've got races here at Cottage Grove for the finale of it. So I can't take credit for how well that was kept up. That was all Amanda and Haley. But they're going to be following along on some of the stuff and watching, and I'll be getting updates to them as much as I can so that they can get stuff posted for us, and we'll do the best that we can without those girls on tour. But they really did do a fabulous job at the Speedweek North of keeping everybody informed, and all the pictures and results and everything they kept up and kept posting. And we'll do our best, but I can't guarantee that I'll be able to do as good as they did.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. And for people that are listening, if you want to watch the first 4 nights, it'll be Monday through Thursday. Sounds like it's going to be Dirt Oval TV. Flow Racing will have Friday, and then Cali Dirt TV will have Saturday. So a little bit, if you can't make, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go to the races, but those are your options for viewing for the week.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And we can't thank all those streaming services enough for getting that out there to the people who maybe can't travel with us and make them all. But yeah, if you're able to and you can, hit as much of this as you're able to, because it's going to be some really great racing for 6 nights in a row.
Well, I mean, I've said this, I'm a broken record, as I always am. Speedweek is a special time for me, and I can't wait for Monday to get here.
Me as well. It's one of my favorite weeks of the year, and a ton of work, so much prep, so many things to do to get ready for it. But when we're in the middle of it, it's just so much fun, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be than on the road with everybody and doing this. So we're going to have a great week, and I'm really excited that you'll be with us for the majority of it. I believe you're with us through Chico. Is that right?
Well, still working on some things as we speak. So, but yes.
All right. Well, we never know where Ben's going to be, but we're excited to have you for as much of it as you can be at. And if you people haven't listened to you announce a Speed Week race, they've really got to do it, because you've got every stat and every start, and it's pretty impressive, as always, to listen to you up there on the mic.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you for coming on, because I know that you're a very busy individual getting things ready, but really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Thanks so much for having me, and excited to see everybody here. If anybody out there is wanting to race this deal and has some questions or anything, please get a hold of me. Let me know. We'll get you all set so you're ready to rock and roll for the week.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the interview, race fans. Again, be sure and hit like, subscribe, and get the latest and greatest news, whether it's getting up to speed, Inside NARC, or Sprint Car News today. If you subscribe on the YouTube channel, it'll get you those notifications as soon as all the new episodes come out. In the meantime, everybody, have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time you're listening, and we'll be back next time with more stuff from Highside Racing Promotions.